This is Distance from Center. I'm Horton. That is
Trent.
And we're, we've been away for a long time. It's been a messy summer.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's been the apocalypse.
Have you been quarantining or something? Where you been, John?
Dude. Where have I been?
Where you been?
I've been injured. I don't even want to talk about it. But we've had two amazing events in the last couple of weeks. And I think there's some news to be talked about. So, Trent, Malibu Open a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Women's slalom, pretty good dogfight.
Yeah, no doubt.
But to be honest, it is the Regina Jacquez show. She ran 39 every round.
Yeah, she's just skiing so good. I mean, there's a bunch of girls. Jamie Bull's running it, and a year ago. Before little Zane McClintock came, Whitney was, so there, it was starting to get crowded in there with Manon, and then it's just, Whitney taking most of the season off, and Regina just taking that, that half step of dominance ahead of everyone else again. It's, for me, it's a pleasure to watch, dude. I love it. I love watching her ski, and I just, I applaud her excellence, if you will. It's not redundant for me to watch her win and win and win and win. But I mean, it's starting to close in, man. Jamie Bull, that girl's had an incredible summer. She worked her butt off all, up in Canada all summer, and she's coming.
Although Malibu was not her event, she ended up 8th.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, so again, she crushed it. Minot skied well. 3.5, 2.5, 2.5, 39. Couldn't get through the pass. So it was the Regina show.
Yep.
Men's slalom at Malibu. Talk to me about those prelims, those qualifyings.
So what did just to get out of the first round? Am I correct? It was 3 at 41.
No, it was
2.
2.
Okay.
2.
Crazy. I mean, crazy. But that's a massive cut. The first round cut was a little larger than typical.
12.
And I think in the past it's been 16. But even just go back 3 years ago, for years, and again, only 3 years ago, that first round cut was typically 4 at 39.
Right.
4 more skiers, but still, like that was crazy. And just the number of 3 of 41s, 3 of 41s, 3 of 41, 3 of 41, it was unbelievable.
Right. We got to the second round, and there was a 4-way tie at 341 for Cole McCormick, Asher, DeGasperi, and the Fred.
Yeah.
So and that of course was tight with Cole coming out on top of that. And Asher Gasperi coming through, and Fred not making the final. I mean, I know nobody's infallible, but that's not very typical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So who stood out then? I mean, going through all those rounds, what was jaw dropping for you?
I the rise of Cole McCormick. I mean, you've heard this guy's name for years, and people kind of talking to him, but you sit there and you rewatch that webcast. He looks amazing. He just pounds it out. I mean, that left foot forward gait is a little odd to me watching it. I was kind of talking to your boss, Mr. Wilson, about it yesterday. But Cole McCormick, that kid's the real deal. He's come from semi-obscure to, he was second at the Malibu Open this year.
Crazy. And it was like, it's such an, I don't even want to say unconventional approach, but it's just the, it is so like reminiscent of like 30-year-old, just like raw fundamentals, awesome, no flash, just the stuff that matters. And it's like and I hope that in no way like derogatory, or no way undermining his insane ability. It's just so cool to watch because he just doesn't stop. He's got adequate space, no extra movements. If he's a great one to watch if you just want to break it down. Okay, what's the 2 most important things that need to happen? And just watch Cole because he does those 2 things and he does them over and over and over. It's really cool, man. It was fun to watch. And anytime that someone sort of, if you want to say like breaks out or he was like this dark horse guy that suddenly got 2. And he did it when everyone was there, and he did it when everyone was skiing lights out. So you know what I mean? It's not like he stumbled into the right event and skied okay when everyone else skied below their averages. I mean, it was like you said, it was a final that Fred Winter didn't make, and this kid came out of nowhere and almost won the thing. So really cool.
Well, so let me put the icing on the cake. Cole ran 3 at 41. 3 out of 5 attempts. So there was with the tie break, there was actually 5 rounds. He ran it 3 times. Obviously, we'll be watching him going forward.
Go Cole.
And Smith won the event.
Yep.
Shock.
Yep.
So brings us to, we don't talk about jump that much, but man, let me just say we get to the second round. And the big upset of the weekend is Ryan Dodd takes a hellacious big digger.
In the finals.
I assume he's okay. I haven't heard. Second round.
I guess, yes. Because it was actually, the finals was actually a 2-man head-to-head or something, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the Miranda brothers, what did that leave you with?
Well, okay, so one, I mean, Ryan basically never crashes. So one, it was just a shock. 2, he is okay. He banged up his ankle, but he's fine. For me, it was here's an event with Ryan Dodd, Freddie Krueger, Taylor Garcia was there, I'm sure.
Yeah, he was.
So, I mean, those are your 3, right? Check. Igor,
right.
And the Miranda's brothers. You know, they win. And what was really, and again, kind of like what I was saying about Cole. So here's an event. You know, Rodrigo ended up winning. Rodrigo and Pipe went to the super final head to head. Rodrigo won. Pipe second, obviously. But the longest jump of the weekend was Pipe.
Yeah.
Against Freddie, Ryan, Taylor. And so again, it wasn't like these guys just slid in when other people weren't skiing well. You know. The longest jump of the weekend was in what was actually deemed the semifinals by Pipe to send him to the super head-to-head against his brother. So they didn't just sneak in when other people screwed up. They jumped phenomenally well. So it was exciting, man, because again, like if Ryan and Freddie are there, you kind of obviously they didn't see it this way, but most people see everyone else is just skiing for third place. So
right,
bravo,
sure.
That was it was cool. I hated to see anyone take a digger like that. But I mean, bravo to those guys. They jumped consistently well, and just the fact that Pipe put up the jump of the weekend just really validated what happened.
Right. So that was 222. That big jump was. So we got to keep moving. Swiss Pro last weekend. Women's slalom. I hate to be monotonous and just slide over this. But Regina crushed it. She ran 39 every round.
Yep.
She took first. Minot took second. Jamie Bull third.
And actually, and the other kind of cool thing is, Whitney, that was her first pro event back after the birth of her son, which is, 6, 7, 8 months ago. That's kind of cool.
Right. Okay, so last subject of the day is the Swiss Pro Min Slalom. Pretty interesting darn event. Before we get into who really won, let me tell you who impressed me. Who had, again, kind of like Cole's been around forever, but stylistically got my attention, is Sean Hunter.
Yeah. Man,
I like the way that kid slaloms. I watched him ski. He didn't get as far as he wanted, but I want to watch him ski more.
Insanely good. Good. There's a few of these kids that are kicking around with just this crazy skill set. Ryan Canepa being the other one. Ryan Canepa won that America's Cup a few years ago in the dark, and so he's been kind of kicking around, but he's just another guy that's just insanely good. Give us a rundown of how that thing turned out.
So De Gasperi came in third. De Gasperi, of course, is just unbeatable, consistent. Every year he gets older, he gets better. He looks fantastic.
That is so true. Every year older, he's running kind of the same scores. That guy's always just been so good for 3 at 41, even when everyone else was running 2. But you're right, he looks better every year. His approach is getting more refined. He's unbelievable, man. Right. At his age, to be still as dominant as he is, it's so cool.
It's amazing. It's fun. So Fred Winter goes off like fourth from the top or something, and he goes out and he runs 5:41 on the final, leaving Smith, who was last off the dock, to chase. And Smith looked the awesomeness that he usually looks.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was going to get it. And it got a little rough. And Smith got 4.5, giving Fred the win by half a ball. Love that dogfight. Love the fact that it was close and intense. And really, the two best skiers in the world were just button heads. And Fred came out ahead this time.
Yeah, no, it was crazy good. And I mean, cool thing is all these people, this with the season this has been, and everything's going all crazy, and a lot of people have worked really, really hard to pump some life into this season. Like Malibu Open, you got Cobles and Chad Scott and Scott Greenwood and all of those guys. I'm gonna miss a bunch of them, and then this is the same thing. Like there's just on a season that could have easily just shut down. A lot of people have worked their butts off to give these guys a venue, and then we got one more left coming up next weekend. Right. Mastercraft Pro. I think it's a week away, right?
Yeah. All right. We are way over time as usual, Trent.
Perfect.
So
good.
I'm going to cut this off. We will talk in another week after Mastercraft Pro. Thank you, Trent.
Yep. Thanks for listening or watching, and we'll see you guys after the Mastercraft Pro. Thanks, Horton.